Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe the Panther Jr., and now introducing to the mic my co-host for this wild trip around the world and the solar system, the happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe?
Not too much, man. Round two of this day of the Friday loop around, you know.
Part two, as they say.
Man. Part two. Right. We escaped from Trixie and her axe, and now we're hanging out with our special guest today. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to. Is it Bashley Bones?
Got it. Yep, that's it. You got it. Good job.
Yay!
Yeah, we finally got one. There we go.
Yeah, I'm always failing miserably, but then I'm drinking my no sponsorship soda without the name.
Joe,
you forgot to tape it all out.
Joe, you should be drinking Coca-Cola. Oh, I just dropped the name right there.
Oh, you work for the company, right? Actually, shouldn't we be sponsored by Coca-Cola by now?
I'll see if I can get let them know about it. Maybe we'll get some sponsorship.
You'll be fired. You'll be like, yeah.
How much do you want for that sponsorship?
Geek and Lance, you've been fired. Hey, as I said to you, I work in Key Food, and I asked my boss, "Can you sponsor me?" And he spun around so fast, I thought I would have to run the other direction. He's like,
"How much do I owe you?"
How much do I owe you? I'm like,
nothing.
And that's when the podcast first started, Bashley, and I said, nothing? He's like, nothing. Why nothing? And I was like, we're a new podcast. I just need a name to say throughout the show and a little commercial. And he goes, like, what kind of commercial are you going to say? And I just did it. And I was like, hey, come to Key Food in Milford for the delicious deli and the delicious tacos on Tuesday. Meet Key Food in Milford. And he's like, okay. In every episode. And I just did it right there. Oh, well. Yeah, so if our fans aren't familiar with you, Bashley, introduce yourself.
So, I'm Bashley, like you said. I did just get starting wrestling, actually working matches this year. So, not too many people are going to be super familiar with me just yet. I've been, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee is kind of the places I've wrestled so far.
Okay. Awesome.
Would you ever make your way to the East Coast?
The thing is if travel was taken care of, I definitely would. Mm-hmm. But, I don't want to be driving 14 hours for, less than the gas money it took to get there is the thing. Yeah. So hopefully I'll get there.
Hopefully.
It's a thing about being a professional wrestler. I always jokingly told Geek, we always joked, we're going to be wrestlers and we travel in the world and travel into every state. Mm-hmm. Not that easy these days. You have to pay for everything. Tolls, hotels, gas, food on the road.
Yep. And when you're just getting started, you can't really ask a lot of companies to pay for all of that for you. So
because they're gonna be like, I'm sorry, who are you again?
Right.
If it was somebody like, I don't want to name drop people, like The Rock, for example, they'd be like, of course. It's like, you want airfare, you want food, okay, it's all on me.
You want a steak on the plane, beans on it, there you go.
What else do you want?
Yeah. So we noticed you did a match in Liberty Pro. How did that go?
Yeah, I actually did 9 matches that day that I was there. So I had a great time. Like I was saying, sometimes girls get the wrong idea about customs, or maybe even the guys do. But at Liberty Pro, everything's real professional. I was able to okay all of the scripts ahead of time, so I approved them. Or, you know, you can say, I don't want to take this move, take that out, or, you know, certain things you don't like. But to me, it was like I was on the set of Glow. I had a great day. And it's great money too, especially when you're just starting out.
Are there any places you would like to travel to, or?
I would love to get overseas. I never really have. I haven't been anywhere overseas yet, so you know, pretty much anywhere there would be great.
Any place in particular, or that you'd love to go to?
Portugal is kind of first on my list. I don't know how the wrestling is there, but yeah, or the Azores Islands where some of my family's from.
That's cool. So, who trained you?
So I trained at Tried and True Academy. So it was owned by Crimson, and I was trained by Jeremiah Plunkett and Thomas Latimer. And so you could actually see all three of those guys right now on NWA. So they're doing some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So if you had to pick a female wrestler from the past to wrestle, if they were retired, who would you want to bring back and why to wrestle?
Let's say Sable.
Yeah.
That's a curveball for me. Most people we've had on the past episodes would say Lita or Trish
or Paige.
Yeah.
Sable was just like, I don't know, she had that wow factor. Like as a kid, you know, I just sing on. So yeah.
Yeah, Paige is pretty much everybody's popular one that they would love to wrestle, and they're a lot of people's inspiration. So
yeah. Yes, I'm probably a little older than, you know, a lot of the wrestlers just starting out these days. So I remember back at
we're more attitude. Me and Joe are more Attitude Era fans.
Yeah, that's around when I was watching.
Geeks Geeks once again, as always, got it twisted. I'm Golden Era /
Attitude.
Okay.
I'm golden / I have a little attitude. There you go. I'm little. Well, I'm golden and I have a little I'm short because I have a little attitude.
I could relate.
Yeah. I'm 5'1", so I'm little.
Yeah, I'm 5'2", so.
Yay! Couldn't tell in your ring. You look tall. That's why I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny. I actually sent a promo recently for a match I'm going to be in tomorrow. Actually, I'll be out in Rocky Top, Tennessee tomorrow with Warrior Pro Wrestling. But I sent a promo there. You know, I kind of was like, Dynamite comes in small packages too. You know, just don't underestimate guys. But yeah. They shot back like it's gonna be fun towering over her, and I'm like, I'm not very tall.
Jeez.
If you have,
I don't know how I appear to be tall. I guess in pictures.
Yeah. So if you want us to help you promote that event, you know, you could always ask the promotion first, and if they say sure, you could shoot us the poster for the event. And that's one thing we love to do, Bashley, on Dudes at Ringside Podcast Instagram page and Facebook. We post, we'll post events that are going on, even though we don't live in that city. We live in New York and Pennsylvania. Yeah. But we like the world, like helping out any way we can with independent wrestling, because that's the thing. With this pandemic, independent wrestling took a low blow. By no fans, no money coming into the doors. So by us doing this, we took on the role of, hey, we got you, man. Give me your poster. We'll show what you're doing. Even though we couldn't go to the shows, we'd like to help you by posting a picture. If you have a promo that's for that promotion, saying I'll be there. Don't
Match Club.
Great. All right, I'll remember that. Thank you.
Yeah, tell them and tell that promotion about us. Like, they tell, hey, you should follow Dudes at Ringside. Tell the owner.
Right.
They're good people.
Yeah, they have I guess it's like a 2-night event, so they have stuff going on down there tonight too. I'll just be down there tomorrow. It's like 3.5 hours from where I am, so it's a little road trip.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Also, clips. Don't forget, Joe. Too.
Oh yeah, clips. We love. She sent us a clip.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what we love to do. We like to send clips to help out the wrestlers and
also the clips, wrestlers clips. Like we have like wrestlers clips of matches. I was watching your clip not that long ago because I go back up to see what's going on the page and what stuff we posted. I'm like, oh, there's Bashley. Yep, there she is. Yeah, there's tons of, and there's some wrestlers that we ask them for clips and they don't send it to us, and I'm like, sure, just forget about them.
Right? They're lost to help promote themselves.
Yeah.
That's like pretty much what I did. I checked you guys out and I was like, I mean, they have more followers than I do. That, help me out a little.
That's why I think
the Facebook page is actually slowly growing, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Also?
It was Instagram, I think I was looking at actually.
Yeah, our Instagram page, really took off.
I think did you find us or did I find you? I can't remember.
I don't remember who started first. If I followed you guys and then you contacted me, I don't remember how it went actually.
All I remember is you messaged us and I was just like, or I messaged you and I'm like, they're not going to message Scene and whoa, there it is. Yeah, it's exciting to like know that, as I said before the podcast, Ashley, that me and Geek started this podcast on like a whim because he wanted to do a podcast, or he was doing his own lunchtime leg drop.
No, leg drop lunch hour, Joe. Get it right. And by the way,
I like it. Leg
and
drop.
By the way, Joe. Yeah, and by the way, Joe. Keep in the future. It might be coming back. So.
Oh, come on. Well, I won't be with you because I'll be at the black hole called and
but it might be coming back. So it's basically a New Japan review show. I talk about the New Japan show for that day. So
and like it was like the movie Frozen. Do you want to build a snowman? But it was opposite. It was Geeks the Deep Voice. Do you want to start a podcast? And I'm like, no, go to hell. And then I started watching these 2 podcasts on YouTube. One was the Yes Have Some. I'm name dropping. Sorry, guys. Microphone.
They're gonna come after you, Joe. You know that. If we
podcast and the Cross Rip. It's another Ghostbusters one, and they have so much fun with each other. They laugh. They joke, they make fun of each other, they make jokes about Ghostbusters, how much they love and they cry when they watch the stuff that's going on. And I'm like, you know what, these guys are fun. And I do this, it's me and Geek would do something called, I don't know, call each other on a cell phone and make fun of each other and joke with each other on a phone all night long. So I was like, you know what, Geek, we'll do it. We'll do it. And he already had, I'm like, what are you going to call yourself? He's like, I guess Metal Geek, because I'm a geek and I like metal music. And I was just like, I need a name. Okay, Joe Panther Jr. I'll be Grandpa's little minion, my grandfather.
So actually, one of my little nephew's other aunt named me, and my name came from roller derby. I did that for about 7 years. So, yeah, she came up with Bashley Bones because it's really close to my real name, which is Ashley Jones. So
that's pretty cool.
So I just stuck with it for wrestling.
It's always good to have a name that you actually relate to something else that you've done, like your whole, you've known.
Yeah, especially because we, all call each other in Derby by, our Derby name. And so you forget people's real name a lot of the time too. And I get used to hearing it. So to me, it is me.
That's like with us, me and Joe. We call each other by the start of the podcast. We start calling each other by our real names, and then towards like now, it just calls me geek. That's it.
Where I had like a twang to it. Sometimes it's like Geek 2K.
Geekers,
Geeker Squeaker Beakers.
It's like all the names I have for my dog.
Oh, geez. His girlfriend's like, why do you always add these weird things to the name? Geekas, Smeekadikas, little Weekers. And I'm like, it's like adding a different part to it. It's like our intro. If you were like, when you were watching me, how I do the intro and I do the dance, and I'm just like, that's me. Someone mentioned our podcast, and I was wearing my hat that I'm not wearing right now. I don't know why I didn't put it on. But I was at a barbecue and I had the hat on, the Dudes at Ringside hat I usually wear. And they're like talking to me. We're talking about the podcast. And my dad made me do the whole freaking intro. Without my buddy here, without my ostrich.
Without me.
Without Geeky. I even did the hands. I pointed and no geek. I was like,
what's going on, Ringside Crew kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I was just like, and then my mom's friend that was on the thing, and she's like, "Ready to do a podcast?" Oh my god! My mom's like, "Do your intro," and I'm just like,
"Geek's not here."
Wrestling thing. We went through so many names, Bashley, that it's like my mom knew about the first name. She would have took my ostrich away and ran off with him. She would have took my. That's why I call my microphone my ostrich.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we went from ring rats, which was horrible.
Okay.
I didn't know. I don't really know wrestling lingo. And then I got scared because Geek's like, you really want that name? So I was like, why? And I looked up wrestling lingo and I was like,
what?
We're not ring rats. No, we're not. I was like Stewie, the emoji when Stewie's rocking back and forth in the corner.
Yeah.
That was me. I was like, I'm gonna get called gay. And I'm like, that's the best. Oh my god. And then we were going to be called Wrestling World.
Time Machine.
Time Machine. Was it the Wrestling Machine, Time Machine?
It was Wrestling World and Time Machine.
Yeah. Wrestling World and the Time Machine.
Yeah, that's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah. It was supposed to be like, because I'm the past of wrestling and he's the future. And the show was supposed to start out with me being like Doc Brown, like, Geek. And he's like, yes, we got to go to the present because the kids don't know about the kids nowadays don't know about the past of wrestling.
They really don't.
And then that's when he goes that like the time clock thing the show. But yeah, and then the name became from my dad. So you guys could call Ringside Dudes, and Mr. Geek over there, Geekins, said, flip it. And I was like, Dudes at Ringside Podcast.
It's perfect.
Yeah. It's catchy.
Yep. And it sounds cool. So, yeah. So I know you're still new in the business, but do you have any like stories in the road?
Yeah, I have some fun stories. So I'll tell you a fun story I like to throw out about a friend of mine. So I actually have gotten to do a lot of fun stuff in my short time with the business. The last couple of years, even with my academy, we've done a lot of fun things because we put up the ring for some of the big promotions, Impact Wrestling and NWA. So on one of those trips, it was me and 5 guys staying in a B&B down in Atlanta with 1 bathroom. So you can see this is going to be lots of fun already.
Oh, jeez.
We're on the ride down there, and I don't know, should I use his name?
You want to?
Would you get him in trouble? Would you get him in trouble? If not, then
no, he's just ridiculous. So I won't use his last name, but some people will know who I'm talking about. Some might have heard the story. So we're driving down, and my friend Ryan is like, hey, you want to take some of these detox pills, make your stomach flat, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I don't want to be pooping myself this whole trip, but thanks. You know? So then I don't know if it was a couple days in or when this occurred, but we're in the B&B. I think we finally finished for the day. It could be a pretty long day. And here he comes racing in the house and like, you know, trying to get in the bathroom. Well, somebody's in there because there's 6 of us with this one bathroom. So then he like runs back outside. Well, then a little while later, he's looking for a garbage can, or I think a dumpster maybe, outside somewhere. Yeah, he had to use a grocery bag. He's like, I think he hid in front of his truck or something. So yeah, that's kind of a raunchy fun story, but it was just,
oh geez.
No, I don't want any of those pills.
Oh wow, yeah. Those things would mess your life up forever.
No thanks.
It's like drinking the caffeine-free sodas. You find
yeah, definitely. So I don't know. I have another fun story. We'll get away from like gross stories, but I mean, you know, being on the road,
funny stories are always the best, by the way.
Yeah, right. So one of the first times I got to go down and help with NWA, I actually did like the cue cards. I helped with like some wardrobe changes, and then they had me helping with cue calls. So there's like one wrestler that literally I'd be, you know, you have to have him in your sights. Like you cannot let him, if you take your eyes off him, he's gone. And then like, you know, it's time for him to be on stage and you've got to go find him again. But the other person that
like
I had to go in was that.
It's like a dog.
Yes.
Exactly. It's like you have to keep him on a leash or something like that.
Or a little kid. But the other wrestler I had to go get was Scott Steiner. And I literally had to go in like 3 times, you know, and so I'm like, well, Mr. Steiner, they need you, you know, you're up next. Then I have to go back, Mr. Steiner, yeah, it's almost finished. You really need to come out now. And then the last time I'm like, Mr. Steiner, they need you now. But that was pretty like, you know, just, I'm kind of like in awe, and I'm like, okay, I have to go talk to him. All right, I gotta go tell him he's got to be out there now.
Did he try to give you one of his math problems?
No, he didn't. He actually didn't say a whole lot. Like, you know, I just kept having to go in there, and he was like, all right, I'm on my way.
Use people math problems? I never heard that.
No, Scott Steiner. There's a whole thing.
Kind of intimidating, though.
Yeah. No, Scott Steiner had this whole thing on Impact where he was like saying, well, you have a 99 chance to beat me divided by this and divided by that. And then it just became a meme after that.
Okay. Is that the one? I think that plays in the middle of Impact like all the time. They have that.
It does. It does.
Yes, because I watch it on Twitch. So
it's the one. It's like, yeah, you have a 99% to beat me, which is a 99 minus whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why they like that commercial so much. I meant to ask somebody about that.
You know, we actually messaged NWA. They said something in a message to us, but we didn't hear anything back. And I was like, because that for us, that would be the big time. We got somebody from NWA,
the top people right there.
The top people NWA, because I'm certified old school. I'm the old school guy on the podcast, as you know, the old school. That would have been the Doc Brown, because I love school wrestling. Like all that old school stuff just gives me goosebumps.
I like what NWA is actually doing. They're trying to like bring the old school back into the new school, which is which I really like. Where Nick Aldis being
I like
the champion.
trying to be a little different than everybody else too.
To have the studio and everything like that, and they're trying to, with Nick Aldis defending the top. No one's going to beat him.
I mean, who is there? Yeah.
No one's going to beat him. Who do you think is going to beat Nick Aldis?
Well, no, we'll see. You know, one of my coaches or Crimson. It's a possibility.
Yeah. Also, when you were working in NWA, did you ever get the chance to meet Billy Corgan or?
Yeah, I did. I didn't interact with him too much. There was a day I actually did. So I did Mama Storm's makeup. So, and that was one of the times I got to interact with Billy a little bit because he was like, "You think you could do it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah!" Like I had to do like old lady makeup on a man. I was like, "Oh yeah," I did costume and makeup. I'd love to do it, and I can. So then he seemed pretty happy with the turnout of that. That was a lot of fun. They sent people to go get like a moo and slippers, and so they sent a couple of our guys out thrift store shopping for all of this stuff. It's fun.
That's funny. Just imagine like you're like you see some guy going to buy a moo and buy slippers.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I'm here for a moo, some slippers, and a white wig. Because wrestling.
I'd be like the guy in the store going, "You need a what? Oh, follow me for the wig."
Yeah.
My dumb luck, I'm working in Party City. You want a wig? You need a
I'm actually excited about their women's tournament, by the way.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
That's going to be.
I'm hoping to get to be down there for that.
Maybe you'll be in it. You never know. You may get invited.
I know it's a little soon, so I have a ways to go. But I mean, I could be thrown in a squash match. I'm all right with that at this point.
You're probably like, "Hey, I made it to NWA. I'm good. I can retire now." Right?
We'll get a message back. Look, boys did it.
Send a picture. It's on your Instagram. I made it to NWA. I lost.
So
one
of the guys I actually trained with is getting to be on NWA right now, Mims. So that's pretty cool. He actually started training probably a couple years before I did, but that's just pretty cool to get to see him on it and everybody just growing and getting out there right now.
That's cool. Like, would you ever like think about you try to get into like Ring of Honor or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the main two would be like NWA or Impact, because I actually work doing ring crew with Impact every month, and I have since they've been at Skyway since the pandemic hit, because I'm close. So, I get to do a lot of fun stuff, extra stuff, just different little bit parts, and so I'm really loving that, and I get to learn the business, the ins and outs of it. It's a great place to be right now. So, for me, either one of those two is kind of where I'm working towards right now.
Do you have a favorite match you participated in?
I had a really good time with Jessie Bell. She's pretty fun. So we've had 2 matches now. And I'd say so far probably the match with her. Maybe our first one was probably my favorite.
There's Jessie Bell, and then there's another one. I think her partner, the blonde. She's a blonde. There's Jessie Bell, and then there's.
Okay, I don't know if I'm real familiar with who her partner is.
Well, her last name it's Amber O'Neil.
No, I'm not super familiar with her. I'll have to look her up too.
She's in the same she took pictures with Jessie Bell.
There
we go.
Okay, I still don't really know who she is.
Yeah, I don't know if she's in Liberty Pro with her. Oh, here we go. Our mod finally arrived in the chat. Do you have any pets?
I do. I've got a crazy hound dog. So, and I actually have, some family here and stuff. So I locked her out. So probably won't see her.
Oh, did you tell your family about the interview?
Yeah, they know. I've got my mom here visiting and my little nephew from California. So they're going to my match that's tomorrow.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then we're going to make a trip of it and stay and go out to Pigeon Forge to the Crime Museum. I'm real excited about that.
She says, what's the name?
Her name is Minnie Pearl. Yeah, she has her own Instagram too. It's Minnie Pearl 2016.
Oh, gotta find. We have to follow that one. Everything has to find.
Throw the dogs up. Instagram up YouTube.
Minnie Pearl.
Yep.
So if family's watching, hey guys, thank you for watching the podcast. We appreciate it.
They'll listen later if they're not watching now.
So
they won actually a Monopoly game. So
that's cool. That's fun. Monopoly.
Yeah, WWE Monopoly, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Are you currently a champion right now?
The only title I hold is actually one from Liberty Pro. So I'm the Tennessee Barefoot champion.
You know what's funny?
No belt. Well, I didn't get to bring one home anyway, unfortunately.
It's funny when I asked them if they can make a promo with their champions. Mm-hmm. They only mentioned the main champion and the tag team titles.
Okay. Well, so with them, it's some of the customers and the fans they have who make the matches. It's the champion of that basically. So it's not like Liberty Pro has their champion, but that's actually the promotion's champion. But then there's a bunch of us who just, they write it in the scripts for us to be a champion, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, or we have one fan who's really great, and he got the majority of my matches, and he has a whole little federation. So it's a group of us girls that are all in his federation, and we're all kind of battling for the championship. And so it was a lot of fun. And he writes some really good scripts with just real professional, good wrestling in it. I've actually got on that shirt right now. So Steve's Wrestling Federation.
There's a
I like to joke and say I've been indoctrinated into a cult, but it's kind of fun.
There's a guy that's actually fans with Jesse. He follows us, and I know people like watch and listen to our podcast, and that people actually. In the first time ever being with Geek at a wrestling show, and someone was like, "Can I sit with the podcast?" And that really blew my mind. Went into this guy's live. I have Dudes at Ringside page, and he went, "Dudes at Ringside. Hey, what's up, man? God bless. I love you guys. You guys are great. Thank you so much for what you do. God bless you guys." And I'm just like, "You guys are great." And I'm just like,
"Yeah, always putting focus on the indies, and that's what we're trying to do."
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we definitely need some focus.
Exactly. So that's why, not to name names, Joe, right?
Yeah.
But people like to ghost us.
Oh, I have to grab my proton pack out and grab my ghost.
And remember that.
That's not cool at all.
3 dislikes.
3 dislikes. Already?
Thanks.
What? So people who are ghosting you are listening, or they're just that's bad, right? We don't like that. No.
So we're just trying to help them out.
Maybe
we send a message,
Maybe you should like the video. Right? Maybe you should like the video if you're disliking it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Maybe you should like the video.
So what are you doing? You should like the video. You should like the video. Don't dislike it.
You should like the video. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now you should like the video. There's only 2. He's lying. Yeah.
Hey Riley, what's going on, buddy? That's super late for you, though.
Well, that's your British wrestling brother, the one I told you about.
He's wrestling in the UK, so.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm trying to send a message to this dude in the chat on YouTube. There we go, got him.
Yeah.
So basically, they were disliking that people ghosted you, but then they disliked the video, and
yeah,
maybe.
So what I was saying is, like, for us to help the indies out, they're just ghosting themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
They're screwing it up for themselves because then they're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, like I said, I was like, well, they have more followers than me, so that can only help me.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, so like as I told a bunch of people, like wherever you go, if you've been on the podcast, go in your locker room, spread the word. Say I was on Dudes at Ringside. Those guys are cool. They let me tell my stories. They don't just gibber. They let me do the talking more than them do the talking.
They let me promote whatever I want.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not geek, not whatever. You know,
Yeah.
Within reason, right?
We had a problem with that a few days ago.
Oh yeah.
When we're off the live, we'll give you the spiel down the story.
Okay.
I'll get my reporter fedora on with the little card in it. I'll tell you all the dish. I'll tell you, I'm gonna get my trench coat on and give you the spiel dish. And just like, okay, well, please give us a like. We're trying to help the indies out, man. Dan, Dave, this is why we're here. We like the help. We like then more help. Did this help, Dave, Dan, guy in the YouTube,
Somebody,
sir. I'm gonna go into my greeter voice, sir.
I don't think he's even a sir. I think he's more of a troll.
I'm a troll.
Looks like a wrestler because I can see the shoulders.
Yeah.
In the picture.
Usually the trolls like to use like, some pumped up beefy guy. Or they have like just something that's not a picture of themselves.
Yeah.
That's always a good time. That's one of the things that gets me really like floored is when they go on and will like comment about girls' weight, like wrestlers, about their weight and bodies and things. And they're just some troll who doesn't even use his own picture. That drives me crazy.
I just love the hate when they have to go after how many likes we have on our video. You know what? I don't care.
Or views.
I don't care how many likes.
I don't care how many likes we have, to be honest, because the thing is, we're helping them, and that's the most important thing to us. We don't
care. I don't have. My mom's like, "How many views did you have in the video last night?" I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if we have one person watching. I just care
that's all. It's all that counts is one person.
If that one person hears one story from you, that's all that matters. Or if it's two people in the chat, that one person could be from London, England, and the other person could be from a promotion from New York City and sees Bashley and goes like this. You know what? I'm going to give her a call. Go on her Instagram page and give her a nice little message. Hey, would you be willing to come to New York City? We're willing to give you a little trip to New York to come to an indie promotion called the New York Wrestling Connection. That's me and Geek's big promotion we always talk about.
You talk very highly of them.
Well, that's one of our that's me and Geek's home turf. We've been going to NYWC. We've been fans of them for 15 years, Bashley.
So do you both live in New York or nearby New York?
He's from Pennsylvania. I'm from
New York. I live in PA now, but I grew up I grew up in New York. I grew up in Long Island.
Yeah. Been to New York a few times.
Yeah, so like
I'd definitely be open to wrestling there.
And they're a good promotion. They have had like okay.
Go over there reading troll messages.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep talking. Like, we used to go to all the shows, and they had their first show that had people, and we talk about them so much. We tell people as far as London, England, Scotland, every wrestler that comes on our podcast, we tell them about NYWC. And this has never happened to me and Geek. The end of the show, the wrestlers were hugging us, high-fiving us, asking us, what do you think of the show? We were just like, I know in Geek's mind, the little geek with the braces from college was going, this is the greatest day of my life right now.
That's when you have to try not to like be a fangirl or boy. Like,
sometimes you can. Sometimes you can.
I'm always like, all right, keep your cool.
sometimes you can't even help it. You know what I mean? Because you're
I
like,
know what you mean.
it's like in your mind, you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a great experience. Though.
For me, I'm like, sometimes, because we've been taught to go introduce ourselves, shake a hand. But then some of the real big time guys, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to bother them. Like, am I going to go and is it going to be weird if I just go up and, introduce myself? It's always that inner turmoil for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's silly that, like, I think it's silly for people to go after people when they're doing something they love. But when you go out there and put your name out there and you help somebody, then after a wrestling show, they actually come up to you and sit and talk to you eye to eye. And they actually ask you what you think about their show.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for me, being a fan since I was a little kid, never getting a chance to actually sit and speak to wrestlers, now that we're not saying we are media, but I feel like we're media because we talk on microphones like this in my little ostrich. And Geek sits there with his little headphones on talking to the camera. But I feel more important now that I speak to wrestlers like this with a pandemic. We actually get a chance to speak to people we've never seen in our entire lives. And we've heard some of their stories. You know what I mean? We like some of their lives, like with their families and their animals. And we learned about some of these dogs and like just like road stories and fun things we've heard.
Yeah.
And botches.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like it's insane. Like the and promotions that we've never encountered in our entire lives, like Liberty Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about Liberty Pro Wrestling before. I told my sister.
They're partnered with CW30 Memphis too. Have you ever heard or watched anything? They do have a show the day after usually, and they pack a little building and it gets put on TV, the local channel there in Memphis too. So that's pretty cool because us going down to Liberty Pro, we also have that option to get to be on TV the next night. So I might do that next time I go down there.
See, this is why we shouldn't have ran out of stickers so fast, Geek. Mm-hmm. We could have sent you a sticker, Bashley, to put on your bag or your car for.
I need some stickers too so I'll get some and you'll get some and then we'll have to exchange.
Yeah, we'll have to exchange addresses at the end of the show so we could do a sticker trade.
Yeah.
Have you got any you have any ideas for like sticker designs? Because I draw and I have a lot of ideas for like stickers and stuff like that.
I haven't really gotten my logo done yet, but I do have an idea in my head of what I want. And for myself, like I draw too, but I figured it would be easier to do the logo on the computer. And I don't really have a great program for that.
Yeah. I'm not saying I have ideas, so like I could toss things by with you. You could draw. You could have like your name, Bashley Bones, and have like the roller skates behind it.
Yeah. So my idea right now that I want to do is using like the skates as bees. So the wheels would be the bees, and then the laces spelling out like the rest of my name. So it would be like a B, Ashley, and then the next skate would be the B and then ONES. So kind of what I'm toying with at the moment.
There's that sounds like a cool. The one with the roller skates sounds cool. Your name Bashley Bones and the background is just your roller skates.
Mm-hmm.
You have blood on the wheels, on the front of the wheels.
Yeah.
If you were a Bullet Club member, what shirt would you have?
I like the Headbangers Club one from El Phantasmo.
That's probably my favorite shirt. But I'm saying, like, if you were in the Bullet Club, I'm saying, what you have your own shirt?
Man, I don't know. I'd have to give that one some thought.
I got it. Roller Club.
Roller Club. Okay.
Roller Club.
has like the
or like
has like a busted up.
It's something like the Beatdown Club, so Gotham Roller Derby has like brass knuckles. That might be something fun, something like that.
Black Eye Club.
Yeah, that's a fact too. I have a fun T-shirt. I'm not gonna,
I've always liked the Darkness Club.
I have a fun T-shirt idea that deals with that, with like being all bruised up and stuff. So I'm gonna work on that next.
So if a little boy or a little girl came up to you and told you, "I want to be a professional wrestler," what would you tell them?
I'd tell them just to start watching and learning. It's definitely not one of the easiest things. A lot of people start training and a lot of people don't finish, but if it's really what you want, it's possible. I never would have thought growing up I could ever do it. It's just, it wasn't one of those things I ever thought was actually something that would happen. And here I am. So go for it.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite match that you had in your career so far?
Not like specifically, like I was saying though, the ones with Jessie Bell were a lot of fun. She was really good to work with. So far, those are my favorite. I did a match at OVW, and that was my first time actually being on TV in a match, and that was really nerve-wracking. So like literally, it was maybe 30 minutes before the match happens is when I knew what we were doing, trying to remember everything. It was a tag team match, so then, you have to remember a little more than just between two people. And it went so fast. It was just crazy. Like the match was 7 minutes, start to finish, entrances, everything. So I just felt, just overwhelmed, but it was a lot of fun and a great experience. No, tell whoever's asking about, is 27 too old? It absolutely is not. So I think I was 35 when I started training, or maybe 34 actually. So you just, it's got to be on how you feel, how your body is.
Because I see a lot of wrestlers, they start out young, like 18, 19. Like I haven't heard, DDP's like one of the only ones that I know started in his late 30s.
Yeah.
He's pretty successful. So
it's something like I'm not shooting to be on WWE. Like I know I got into this late, but if I just get paid to travel, I'm gonna be happy.
That's good to know that I'm 38, and I'm like, I've been told by my dad, my uncle, everybody's like, Randy, you're too old. You're too young. You're too little. You're too little.
So if you get in there and start taking a couple, your first bumps and learning moves, and you can't get out of bed for 2 weeks, you might have a problem. But if it takes you 2 days to recover, go for it.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite state that you visited?
I love Tennessee, actually. For me, I moved here from California, and I just absolutely love it here. So there's still quite a bit of it I haven't seen. I'm excited to get down to like the Pigeon Forge area this weekend.
I'm still trying to convince this guy to go to Texas for WrestleMania.
Oh, nice. So my boyfriend's a Texan, and that's where he wants to be. But I actually haven't had much experience besides Amarillo. So, but I would say the other state that I absolutely fell in love with was Alaska. But now I did visit in the dead of summer, so it was like 76 and beautiful. So.
He will give Impact Pro a good word for you. That's what he said.
Thanks. I actually I have been talking to a friend who deals with them some, so you might see me out there.
There you go.
Yeah, I was actually talking to a promoter about some Florida matches. So I might end up down there. I haven't been to Florida yet. So
there you go. See what happens? Get our friends in the chat. They'll help you out. They're a good ringside crew.
Yep. Majority of our crew is pretty clean, you know?
Yeah, that's what we call our fans, ringside crew.
Like it.
We sit, me and Geek and the guests sit and eat pizzas and tacos, and the ringside crew slave and sweat as they make the ring, and we're like, just keep going. Pass me another taco, guest. Good, here you go. Pizza? What kind of pizza? I got pepperoni, sausage, well done over here, Brooklyn style.
Hey, Bill Vaughn, what's going on?
Yeah, man, what's going on, big guy? Got another brand. So we always talk about food here. We're like, what's your favorite food?
So if like someone were to tell me I had one thing I could eat for the rest of my life and that was it would be breakfast burritos. Just like bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast burritos.
Sounds good. we had Popeyes for dinner tonight.
Oh yeah. So I do Grubhub here and there. I just do a whole bunch of stuff so I can be flexible. But you know, I throw in those deliveries here and there, and I live really close to a Popeyes, so I get a lot of deliveries there, and it's just never a dull moment. Like so much craziness happens while I'm just trying to pick up deliveries that I actually never go there for food.
It's just since I work in a grocery store. You think that I would I go home and the stuff with I would be like, ugh, you know what? It's horrible to say this, that Key Foods fried chicken is so much better than getting stuff from Popeyes because our fried chicken's not salty and it doesn't give you a nasty aftertaste.
Right?
It's you ever had that fried chicken that you just
That's because they use old oil, and then you're just like, oh,
yeah, we know who Fred Yeti is.
Yeah. So
he's in Ring of Honor now, currently, right?
I think. I'm trying to think what else we need to ask. Oh boy, when I shouldn't have drank that soda. I should not be saying the name for.
Soda's gross.
I know.
Here's a good one. What's your parents' reaction to when you told them you want to be a wrestler?
So at this point, with me, nothing surprises them. So it's just my mom. My dad passed when I was real little.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, thanks. So, back when I told them I wanted to play roller derby, the whole family thought I'd lost my mind. They're like, "You're like this big, you can't do that. That's crazy." Well, I did it 7 years, and then I let them know about wrestling. And so at that point, I couldn't really shock them too much. But my mom loves it. She's been to a few matches. She actually, would take us to wrestling events growing up. And we've been seat fillers for events. And, even before I decided to be a wrestler. So she's loving it. I get her signed pictures here and there, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. She's actually going to make it out tomorrow to another match while she's out here visiting.
It's always good to have family that cares about what you do, and they want to see you and support everything you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So actually, it's a good thing. Tomorrow, I'm the baby face, so she can cheer for me and all that because she doesn't like to boo for me.
Why do you normally work as the heel or?
Right now I'm kind of in between. It kind of depends on what promotion I'm at. For me personally, I prefer being heel. It's just easier for me. I have to give so much thought to being face. Would I do this move? Does it make sense? I have to think it out a lot more as face.
Yeah, because when I was watching your promo, I was like, is she playing the heel role?
Yeah, that one I was. And I actually got to be in a tag team match with my coach, Plunkett, in that. And so that's how I ended up. It was intergender, and I ended up in the ring. So with Jack Diamond.
That's a good question. What's your opinion on intergender matches as for the business?
I like it. I mean, for me, it's more interesting. Like Impact's been doing a lot more of that lately, and it's a lot of fun. I don't feel like, oh, it should just be just women wrestling women and men wrestling men. Like, no, I like mixing it up a little bit. Also, I trained almost solely with, guys. So I'm so used to training with guys and wrestling guys that it's no thing. It's actually weirder to me when I wrestle a female. Like going down to Liberty Pro was so great because there was, I don't even know how many, a dozen women that I got to be in so many matches with so many different women, and that was great. Because to this point, I trained with one girl who was there here and there, and then in some of my matches, but otherwise it was a lot of wrestling guys.
There's a wrestler, I don't know if you're familiar with her name. It's oh my gosh, it's Bam Bam. Karen Bam Bam.
It sounds familiar, but I can't think of a face.
She's like Karma kind of. So
yeah. She's a big girl like Karma that she can go. One go.
She can kick someone's ass.
She can destroy someone's life. She can mess up someone's day, as I would say. Mess up her day.
She's a really good wrestler too.
We wrestled her. We won't wrestle well. No, we interviewed her at the VPW show 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, small interview.
A small interview because we were at the show. We didn't want to get in trouble by the promotion, but I was mad because the crowd was so loud and there was nowhere for us to go unless we were on stage, and they would definitely wouldn't let us backstage.
Yeah,
because it was in a sports facility, and we were on a football field, indoor football field. And I was kind of bummed because the crowd was like rah, 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 in the background, and I'm just like. And you can't, I told the geek, I'm going to have to start investing in buying like a microphone that had an attachment for on an iPhone, because that's how we started the interview.
Yeah.
Do they have an attachment for a microphone?
He's talking about like lavaliers kind of.
Yeah, like a lavalier. Have something like that?
I know I was looking for like ring lights lately, and I found like some little mini, it's like a little mini camcorder that has a microphone attached to it, and it wasn't too expensive.
That's my only fear, because I can't bring this to Geek's house because I'm not traveling with the ostrich.
Yeah, well, you should look that.
We can't bring this microphone either.
Yeah, they were just like little mini camcorders that had microphones attached. Not too pricey. Something like that might be cool.
I may check that out because, as my dad always says, when you go see Lance, you're not taking your microphone with you. I'll bring the headset. I'll leave.
You can bring the headset, Joe. You can next time you see me, you could bring your headset and we could get a splitter or something like that.
You could be twins in your headsets then.
Yeah, mine's a video game / regular headset, but I don't. That's how I started out. That's what I was using. Now I got this big high tech, fancy schmancy microphone.
Yeah, the ostrich.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a name. It's just the ostrich.
Yeah, it's just the ostrich. It's just Freddy. And here you go, Freddy. You can call him
see, so he does have a name. It's Freddy. Freddy the ostrich.
Yeah,
Underground wants to know: would you ever do a death match?
Probably not. I'd be okay with doing like a hardcore match. Like, blood doesn't bother me. I'm okay bleeding a little. I don't know if I'd get too crazy.
How far would you go though? Would you use tacks or?
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, maybe some barbed wire.
Legos.
Legos, yeah.
That's the new thing now, all right?
Trixie, we were talking about that.
I don't know about any barefoot matches with Legos, though, okay? So don't get any ideas out there.
We're just talking about it with Trixie. We're like, the next gimmick should be a saw match.
A saw match.
A saw match. Yeah, you could use, I don't know, things they would use in Saw, like.
Yeah.
Finger bender.
Make your opponent swallow a key.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you familiar with the wrestler Riley Rocket?
I am. I love Riley, and I listen to her podcast.
She has a. Oh, you listen? She's a sweetheart. Oh my god.
She is, and I just love how, because she's young, but she's so well spoken and intelligent and such a sweetheart. Yeah, I see Riley a lot at Impact. She's one of the Swingerellas, so.
Yeah, she told us that.
Yeah, that's how I met her and became familiar with her.
Well, if you see her again, tell her Metal Geek and Joe say hi.
Okay, will do. Yeah, I'm hoping to have a match with her someday. So
that would be awesome.
We're pretty, maybe like 3-4 hours apart from where we live, so it'll happen.
It's cool, and it's funny because like recently I went on her Instagram. We were like looking at the stuff that's coming on her story, and there's a picture of Riley Rocket with a black T-shirt on, and 2 guys with bandanas on each side of her. And I'm like,
the Texas Trap House.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, Riley Rocket's a heel. She tricked us both, Geek. She tricked us both.
She was acting all nice to us when she was on the podcast.
I mean, that's how us true hills are, though.
The promo was all cutesy and sweet.
It's the quiet, sweet ones you have to watch out for.
Oh gosh,
like Bailey. Like Bailey is another.
Yeah,
one.
we said you're not gonna be like, she's like, I think she said I'll never be heel, and then Geek said that, she tell that to Bailey.
Right.
She tricked us.
Who else said that? What's her name in NXT that just turned heel twice? Dakota Kai.
Okay.
Yeah, Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai is another one right there. She's like, she was all the cutesy with the hair and everything, and then she has the red hair. I'm like, what? Right?
Well, never say never, right?
Yeah, we turn around and she hits us both with steel chairs.
Yeah.
she hits me because I'm the face. My glasses fall. No.
I would turn heel. I would turn heel on Joe. There you go.
Oh right? Yeah. This thing. Here we go. Pushbone. He thinks that I would not turn heel on him at the drop of a hat if the promoter said, "Joe, we want you to start a new team." I'd pull it. We curse on this podcast. I would pull a Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty on his freaking ass so fast. To start a new version of the NWO or LWO and go old.
You better have a backup plan then, Geek.
The running joke of the podcast is Geek's the heel of the show, but Geek's the heel of the show. Joe's secretly the heel the whole time. That's the swerve of the podcast.
Oh, I'm the Vince McMahon pulled the hood off.
That's the swerve of the podcast right there.
It was me. I stood in the hole.
Everyone thought it was Geek, but it was always Joe the whole time.
Right?
Just throw.
It's like we're gonna get sued now by Disney, but it was Agnes all. It was Agnes all along. It was Joe all along.
Like this. It's gonna make the meme, the gif, like. So yeah, like, are you have you seen any good movies lately?
I actually watched The Upside. That's about the only movie I've seen recently, but it was so good. Yeah.
That's what I saw was Army of the Dead.
What was it?
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Yeah.
It was on Netflix.
Nice. Is it like a zombie movie?
Yes.
Well, The Upside was like kind of a touching movie, which honestly, if I know a movie's gonna be like touching and emotional, I usually won't watch it. But I'm kind of glad I didn't know because this was a good movie.
Yeah, as you said, we and Geek are pretty big nerds and geeks here. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. I mean, I got the tattoo of Slimer on my thigh. Pretty much, someone says, "What's your spirit animal?" I go like, wolf, and I mumble Slimer.
So there's like an entire I don't really know what to call them organization in Nashville that they go to parades and things, and they are all dressed as Ghostbusters, and they have the car and it's pretty cool.
Yep.
We skated in a parade, and they were out there. It was neat.
I'm the founder of the Ghostbusters of Pike County, Pennsylvania.
Okay, cool. So
It's
what's your role?
What's my goal? I just like to help.
No, what's your role? Like, who do you play?
I'm the founder. I'm the boss.
You're just the boss?
I'm the boss.
You don't like dress up like cosplays, any of
them?
I
like cosplay. I got the full-fledged flight suit, Space
Jam.
Yeah,
I saw Space Jam. You
I didn't
Space
see
Jam.
Yet.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so
I won't give
away
remakes and movies that they bring the number 2 out after 20 years. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, well, the new Ghostbusters movie is coming out in November. Sony sponsor our podcast. I'm such a fan. That last trailer, I cried. I cried right at the end when you hear the phone ring and you see the hand come up and answer. The red phone handle picks up and you hear Dan Aykroyd's voice go, "We're closed." And then the phone drops and it goes black. And they show the letters Ghostbusters Afterlife. I cried for like 15 minutes. Because for me, I'm 38 years old. There has been nothing Ghostbusters for 37 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Going with the girls.
Yeah, with the girls, yeah.
I met Paul Feig in New York City.
Nice.
I was after Comic-Con. We were going to my friends said, let's take the train back to let's take the train back to Grand Central. And I was like, no, let's walk. We may have we can get pizza, get us a water or something like that. Halfway to the train, this really tall, skinny guy with a suit walks around us. And I'm like, who the heck is this dude walking around us? And when you're walking, sometimes you turn your head and you look at the person that you're walking around. It's Paul Feig.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he looks right at me dead in the face. And I'm just like, and I said to my buddy Sasha and his wife Jackie, and I said, that was Paul Feig. And they're like, Joe, stop it. You say that. You think that some random dude is on the street. I was like, hey, Paul. I just said, let me just do it. I'm like, hey, Paul. And he went, hey, guys. Met him, talked to him, took a picture with him. He held my Ghostbusters sticker in his hand. And he went to give it back. And I was like, Jackie, Sasha, like, it's for you. And he goes, really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, I appreciate it, but I thought you guys were going to be that mad franchise that was mad at me because making them with the girls. Called us fanboys. I'm like, all those man babies that live in the basement. I'm just like, I got mad because I do live in my parents' basement. But I'm not mean and I'm not a jerk. But yeah. Well, yeah, Godzilla vs. King Kong. Haven't seen it also. Heard it's really good.
Me neither. Oh, that's my friend Dusty on right now.
oh, the wolf guy? Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Welcome.
My buddy. We trained together too.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe for more episodes.
We're on everything.
On everything. On
Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think I've followed you guys on Facebook yet. I'll have to go do that.
Yes. Yeah. And you can also follow our personal pages too.
Okay.
And our personal pages will follow you too to get the extra view.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Yes. We used to follow. We used to do the Is Dustin using? Yeah. We used to cover Raws and SmackDowns in the beginning of the podcast, but then we started getting guests. So that's when Raws and SmackDowns were kind of
whack,
boring. They were whack.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
If I had to make plans to do something with a friend or meet a girl to go on a date, I'd go on the date and watch the Raw SmackDown.
Who would want to watch us two complain about something that they like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could be like, that's kind of boring. But then again, we said, Joe, we should just put the focus on the independent scene because we love the independent scene.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, as I said, when the pandemic was happening, I felt like I was Bray Wyatt when he was what they used to call him before. He was
save the indies. Save the indies.
Yeah. Go go on pro wrestling. I would say pro wrestling tees so wrong. It was so funny. I was like wrestling tees.
But then again, we found out it was not so good.
Yeah, pro wrestling tees takes half the money from the wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what we heard. And the promotion too.
In the promotion, I felt bad because I'm like, I tell them people go on pro wrestling tees, buy a t-shirt, but doesn't Liberty Pro have their own website that you can buy their t-shirts and stuff like that?
I think that they do on their custom site. So I could look it up for you if you want.
By the way, Dustin Wolf, thank you for following us on everything. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's got you.
But does he have Twitch?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what the site is, but Liberty Pro has a website. I'm sure you could find it on either of their pages, Instagram or Facebook, where you can purchase like the custom matches. And hey, if you want to go on and purchase a match that I did while I was there, they're all available like to replay for you to download as well.
Also, the best way to help out the promotions and the wrestlers is to actually go to the shows and buy the shirts, buy the hats, buy the DVDs,
the pictures.
The pictures,
Go up to the tables, buy the girls' merch, buy their t-shirts, buy their 3x10, 3x10s, 5x10s. I don't know what
8x10s, 4x6s. Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's like pictures of them. Just buy them.
As I said, like we exchanged a sticker from a girl from England named Alfie. I was like, sticker, and she's like, I'll send you a t-shirt. And I'm like, Geek, this female wrestler wants to send us a t-shirt. And
yeah, I saw that post. That's cool.
Yeah, there it is. It's Alfie's t-shirt.
Aw, it's nice.
Yeah, she's the queen of the spear, and also she likes to throw a little what's it called? What's that? Concertos. She likes to use a concerto in her moves. But I sent her back sticker for a t-shirt, and then Geek wrote me back and probably messaged. He's like, Joe, I saw that. Shut up and just take the t-shirt.
Right?
I have no problem with it, but I got worried because sticker, that's a piece of paper with a little sticky trap on it that gets stuck on your hand or mess up your wall.
I mean, if you wear her shirt, you're helping promote, right? So, I see it.
And you wear it on the podcast. You just showed it, Joe. She's smart, Joe. She's being smart right now because you know why? Think about it this way. She gave you her shirt. Means she wants you to wear it so you could promote it on the podcast, which means she gets more people to follow. Right? There you go. Show up the shirt, Joe. You have to show up the shirt. There you go. Please buy off her store. Right?
Somebody ringing.
Angela. That's my sister. Angela's calling. My twinsy.
Your twinsy.
My twinsy. There we go. Now, Geeky, you got to get a screenshot of me with how I have the set right now with Alfie's shirt in the background.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
See, if you have anything of yours, I could put it back behind the set right here. Past guests, be like, have a little whatever.
We'll have to do that at address exchange. So when I get some merch,
dream match from either Impact. I think we talked about that, right? Didn't we?
No, actually, we didn't.
Wow, I thought that was one of the questions right there.
So, I would probably be Rhea Ripley. I think it would be.
Actually, it's Joe's one at ringside.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, I think it would be great to just get thrown around the ring by Rhea Ripley, you know.
Or Asuka.
I'd be honored for her to beat me up.
What about Asuka? Asuka, those kicks are brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think Rhea's my favorite right now.
It's like there's so many different like wrestlers in these different promotions now that you thought you would never, ever, ever get a chance to like see. And then now NWA is getting really well known again. Like from what you think. And people like there's other promotions that are like that I would have never known if people didn't start talking about them again. And then now I have the Dudes at Ringside page. I get a chance to go on and start seeing the other promotions, you know?
Yeah. Well, and what about all like the cross promoting going on right now?
Oh, I absolutely love
Loving
that.
it.
Love cross promotion.
And interesting. And I love like going to Impact and just having no idea who's going to show up. It's so exciting.
Yeah. So, as we did before, you promoted where you're gonna be next. We don't want to hold you up, but if you have to go, just right now, you could tell anybody where you're gonna be next and stuff like that.
Sounds good. So tomorrow I'm out at Rocky Top, Tennessee with Warrior Pro Wrestling. Bell time, I believe 6:30. There's a pre-show, and I think they're on Eastern time too. So, and then I'll be out at Liberty Pro September 25th. So if you want to order some custom matches, get those in. I'll be there. Yeah, so far, everything else that I know for sure I'm doing is working like ring crew at promotions. Yep.
So if anyone has anything in the chat, last fire questions.
Last call. Ding 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 ding.
For the questions. So if not, that's it. Just going, right?
Well, we could actually have you if you want to come back on a future episode. We'd be happy to have you back because
sometime in 2022, right?
Yes.
I've got to book you guys out like 6 months now.
Yeah, no, I feel bad.
Unless somebody cancels.
Okay. Well, remember that if you have another no-show, rude people, send me a message if I'm free. I'll come back on.
And definitely when you're back at Liberty Pro, tell the owner, man, that interview was so much fun with Dudes at Ringside. They're cool.
Yeah, to make sure to give them a good shout out because I know the customs wrestling can kind of get a bad rap sometimes.
Thank you, by the way, Dustin Wolf.
Tell him Joe actually put a British Girls T-shirt in the background. You should send Joe and Lance Metal Geek your T-shirts so he could toss it in the background.
I don't know if he has T-shirts yet.
He said something about stickers. He said they're getting made up. I was wondering about
do some werewolf stickers.
Yeah, I love werewolves. That's one of my favorite animals. I love wolves. Yeah. Like, I was wondering about their logo, Liberty Pro. Like, how did they get that idea? It looks like a barber pole when I look at their logo.
See, I thought of it as like a torch. Like, when you're passing the torch and the Olympics and all that? That's kind of... I
see that.
Yeah, that was my idea, but I hadn't really asked about it.
I'm going to have to ask him when he comes on the podcast, like the idea for the logo. Because I look every time when they're in our chat on Instagram, and I look at it and go,
we could save it for the podcast,
That's what I'm going to do.
You don't want to ask all the questions now and be like,
right?
Damn it, what did we ask them?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like Beavis and Butthead. That's what me and Geek were at in college. We were literally Beavis and Butthead. I was Beavis because I'm short and loud. And
I had the braces, so I was Butthead.
Oh my God. If I could find a picture of him in college and a picture of me in college, I have to find the picture and splice it together.
All right. We'll post it on your Instagram if you do. I want to see.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm finding that picture and going to be like Geek and Joe Panther in college. All right, Bashley, if you have to go, no problem.
All right, yeah, I'll get back to my family.
Thanks
so much for having me on. You guys rock.
Thanks for taking the time out, by the way, to be a busy day to come hang out with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, bye. Bye.
That was fun.
What a great interview, right?
It was fun. She was really cool. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you for coming in to watch the show with us. Thank you for coming in. And Geek, don't forget to take a picture of this picture right now.
Okay. There you go.
So I could post it on the Instagram page and Alfie will be like, oh my God, he had up my shirt in the background.
All right. And Anyway, you guys could donate to us at http://streamlabs.com/dudes@ringside, http://streamlabs.com/dudes@ringside. Take it away, Joe.
And thanks again, Alfie. Dang it. Thanks again, Alfie, for the t-shirt. Don't forget to support the indies and go on Pro Wrestling Tees or whatever website they use for their
Stars and Stripes tickets on sale now, right? Buy.
Stars and Stripes for NYWC.
Yeah.
Or on October 2nd, there's also an event at the same arena for the NYWC's arena.
Faithful Wrestling.
Faithful Wrestling, where our buddy Orlando will be there live.
Yeah.
And just go to your local indie promotion right now. They're all there. Almost everyone are open in person. Go buy a ticket. And we will see you Monday.
Later.
Bye. Peace out.